All right, welcome back into Big Ten Media Days here on the camp. Now joined by Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh. Chris, appreciate the time. You're down in Indy. Obviously, you have a lot of new, I guess, coworkers. What do you call the other ADs now that you've added four more teams here? Those coworkers, colleagues. Colleagues is a better word for it. Can you go back to when you played, what the Big Ten looked like then, and now what it looks like? It's just completely different. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time for our conference. The conference has had a strong foundation in terms of what it stands for, what the values are that we live by, and what our priorities are. And certainly there's been a lot of change since those days, a long time ago. But I think, what's really exceptional is that, the conference has found members whose institutions align with all of those things. And that's what makes, the event that we're at today, an exciting one to welcome those members as official members of our conference and look forward to the exciting times ahead.
And it just really changes the dynamic, though, of what the Big Ten is, right? I mean, you look at the schedule for you guys this year with Oregon coming in and going out to USC. Do you think it changes Wisconsin's place in the Big Ten, or in terms of like getting to the mountaintop? Does it make it maybe even a little bit more difficult than what you guys had originally thought it would be?
Well, I mean, no doubt the conference has become more competitive, tougher. The crowning of a Big Ten champion in any of our sports has become more difficult. And I think that's an exciting thing. I think that is something that certainly our fans appreciate. I think that aligns and is attractive to the type of young people that we want to recruit to our programs. It's attractive to the type of coaches that we have within our program. And I think that's what makes the next chapter or era that we're about to embark on even more exciting.
When you look back at year one of the Luke Fickell era, how would you assess where the program started and where it is right now heading into fall camp next week?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the progress that it's been made within our program and the team that we have going into this 2024 season. The day-to-day process that Luke has instilled within our program has been really impressive. And I think, for our fans, they don't get the day-to-day perspective or look into our program to see the type of progress that's been made. But it was a really productive spring football for us. And you can see the type of program that Luke is trying to build. And for me, that's really reaffirming given, where we started and, the conversations that he and I had as we were getting to know each other before the hire was even made. And now to be able to see tangible progress made from my perspective is incredible. It's really exciting.
And he's doing it in such a ever-changing environment that feels like a court case here, a court case there happens, and all of a sudden it kind of throws his world and your world into not disarray, but just into uncertainty. How do you think you guys have managed that road, I guess, that is college athletics right now?
Well, there's no doubt that our coaches have been on the front line of uncertainty, and that's not limited to Wisconsin. But at Wisconsin, we have special people as head coaches, and when I think back to my days as a player in our program and a lot of the values that have been just instilled within our program, it was Coach Alvarez who used to tell us to embrace change. And I'm not sure I really appreciated that. I'm not sure the 19-year-old version of me really appreciated that. But like many of the lessons that I and the thousands of kids that have come through a program like ours were taught, those lessons become more clear as time goes on. And embracing change is a key. It's a requirement for the jobs that our coaches have and that we have as administrators right now. And I think that we have done a really good job of embracing the change that is college athletics. I don't sense that we are stuck in the way that it's always been or the approach that has always been taken. I think we recognize that there needs to be a different approach and a different strategy to contend with what's really a different context around college athletics right now. And that's just part of the evolution of any organization. And, we continue to iterate what seems like on a daily basis right now. But I've been really proud about the way that not only our coaches and our administration have embraced this change and this challenge, but also our student athletes who might be more resilient than any of us.
Yeah, I was going to ask in your place where how you feel about NIL and the case that's the settlement that is going to lead to schools being able to spend that money. Do you guys feel like you're in a good place to be able to understand and use that to your advantage? And how does it change how you go about things, if at all?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that a settlement like the House settlement, which is will be historically monumental, will cause us to change. It will necessitate that. I think that our approach and our strategy, as we seek the opportunity in what that settlement will provide for Wisconsin, I think that is really exciting. I think it's an opportunity for a program like Wisconsin to excel. I don't know of anyone who has taken the position that the times that we are living in right now are sustainable times. And I think we all long for some stability across college athletics. And if done right, the House settlement can provide some of that. And for us, we see opportunity in that.
Does it force you to look at maximizing revenue across the board? Not that you wouldn't already, but maybe take some extra steps that maybe you wouldn't have in the past?
Yeah, I think, when you prioritize education, competitive excellence, and opportunity, broad-based opportunity, in a world like the one that we are stepping into, it does emphasize the need to generate revenues at a rate that we haven't had to in the past. And I'm really I give our team a lot of credit in the approach that we've taken thus far. And there will be new opportunities to generate revenues in the future, and that will be necessary in order to deliver on those three things.
So a little bit different question here. Your introductory press conference, you mentioned Ron Dayne and the record that he still owns. For anybody that knows me, I'm as fervent a supporter of that idea. It's coming up on the 25th anniversary of that. I know there probably will be some special things done. But can you go back to that time, the first time you saw Ron, and you guys were in school pretty much the entire time together, right? 1996, Eastern Michigan, when he comes in and late in that game and rolls, but just when you knew he was special?
I mean, there were glimpses there was a buzz around Ron's name before he even got to campus.
Great All-American, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Ron was a different type of player, a different caliber of player coming to Madison, Wisconsin. And so maybe more so than just the average freshman stepping on campus, Ron, people viewed him differently. I think, from my own perspective, given, the position I played as an offensive lineman, what was really special about Ron was the way that he went about his business. He's an offensive lineman trapped in a running back's body, maybe that kind of approach. And that created the connection between, our position group and Ron, which, is really important for obvious reasons. But the success that he had and the glimpses that he provided, in those first 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, his freshman year, really caught the attention of all of us, not just on our team and our fan base across the country. Really, the durability that he had as a player to be able to put up 7,125 yards over the course of 4 seasons, and the way that we did it, carrying the ball in excess of 50 times a game
That
on
Minnesota
some
game.
games.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment that he stands alone in holding, and to be able to recognize that achievement this fall will be a really special moment for our program, for Ron, and for everybody that was part of the program. That rushing record was one of our stated team goals in 1999.
Okay.
We viewed that as we viewed achieving that goal as one of the necessary things for us to have success as a team. And so the tie-in and the alignment of that with the success of our program will be something that we'll celebrate as well.
I mean, it's a special scene when you think back to the Iowa game and the towels afterwards, and him just being, seeing his name up on the facade. It was a special year.
It's a
historic year.
That moment was historic in college football.
Yeah.
Not just Wisconsin football.
I mean, the streaker too, right? You got
There was that. There was that. Yes. That when I think back now, given the perspective I have as someone in the administration, and when I think about all of the things that happened that night, and to retire, the idea of retiring a player's number minutes after their final game, there's a lot of credit that is well deserved by Pat Richter and his staff to make that night all that it was, and some of it came about organically, through our fan base and all the buzz and electricity that existed, not just in Madison, Wisconsin, but across the state of Wisconsin and throughout our entire fan base across country. But some of it was prepared for and well orchestrated, and when I walk around our building today and I see images from that evening, I don't take those for granted, and now I have a greater appreciation for what would have had to have gone into that.
It was a special season, special night, obviously. One more thing. Obviously, this week, you guys announced that you're going to be selling beer and alcohol and some other pre-mixed stuff in general seating for the first time at Camp Randall Stadium. How much of the stuff that you got done or how you saw it play out at the Kohl Center and LeBon played into you feeling comfortable enough to do at Camp Randall?
Yeah, I mean, it's been no secret that our priority was ensuring that the Kohl Center and LeBon, as we operationalized this, went flawlessly, and we were really pleased with how that went. That was really informative as we came up with a plan and a strategy to introduce sales of beer and other beverages in Camp Randall. Now our priority is to make sure that goes flawlessly, and that's been a collaborative process, not just within our athletics program, but with University PD, with campus, with student affairs, with our concessionaire partner in Levy, and right now that's what we are solely focused on. I'm confident that it will go well. I'm pleased that we're able to provide yet another amenity to our fan base. This is something that they've been asking for a long time, and I'm confident it'll go well.
One more thing with Ron. I know you got other things on your schedule. I know you have other things to do. But what do we do about getting the NCAA to just go back and add bowl stats in?
Well, I would say this. I mean, this is, what buttons to push. I mean, this is, I need to, I have thought about that issue, and that issue is obviously a very personal issue to me, but it's also one that's very much aligned in the role that I hold today, and to our fan base and to our program. And I don't understand the methodology or the thinking behind it. The statistics are available to adjust those numbers, and until that were to happen, I think it's a fair thing for our program to take the position that he's the all-time NC2A rushing leader in history.
Yep, Dono Pumphrey, not my all-time leading rusher. Ron Dayne.
Yep.
Chris, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh.